Okay, this video is about how to move up and down a ladder. So let me demonstrate here. So he's able to go up and he changes his direction, go down, alright, so let me show you how I did that using the keyboard keys. Alright, so there's quite a bit of code here to start out. Let's see, alright, so the character is facing right. There is 2 sprints. Image 0 going right, image 1 going left. And like I said, they animate quickly, but you can stop that from happening by adding this code right here called image_index equals 0 and image_speed equals 0. So this is basically saying that you don't want the image to rapidly move back and forth quickly. You want it to stop on image 0 and you want the speed to be 0, so he won't be animating. He'll be stuck in the state of, he'll be in this direction when he first starts, and he won't be animating because you have the speed at 0. So that's the first step there. The second step here is these variables. So these variables are going to make him move and make him jump. So image_speed equals 10. That's going to be how fast he's going to be moving. This deals with the steps. So in my other video I'll be doing down the road, it's going to be dealing with moving on steps. So you need this in here for the movement when you're walking on the platform. You're not going to get stuck on the platform at all when you're moving on or off the ladder. Then the vspeed is going to be at 0 when you first start. This I would get rid of it because it's not needed. Then you have the M gravity, and you can make these variables whatever you want. I just call mine M_gravity. You can change it anything you want here, of course. Anything that's in gray you can change to. I would probably, like I said, the steps, just keep it steps, and you could change the first name or something underscore. But I mean, I pretty much just leave it the way it is here because it's kind of self-explanatory. The speed, the steps, the gravity. You probably would have to rename this, like I said, M_gravity or something else, because Game Maker already has gravity built in, and that would be highlighted in pink, so you don't want to make sure it's in gray, so you got to change the name to some other name, but make sure it's recognizable as gravity. And so the gravity is going to be set to 1, and then he's going to jump at -15, so it's going to jump kind of high in the air. So you want to set all your variables first when you create your character and move. Alright, and then you have your step event. This is dealing with this is dealing with the ladder, okay? So you're going to go to your main. Let's see. You're going to go to your Control tab and drag over a check object. Set it to self, and then you want to make sure that it's going to be set to your ladder, and that's what I call my ladder. I called it O ladder. Excuse me. Make sure it's set to relative. Then you're going to have a start block and an end block. Then you're going to have go to your move tab and then drag over a gravity, set gravity. direction is going to be 270 and your gravity is going to be 0. No need to check relative. So this is in the direction of going down. But like I said, this is basically stating that he's not going to be moving. Should be no gravity on the ladder. So that's pretty much what this is saying here. You're not going to have any gravity set when you're on the ladder at going down 270. Then your VAR is going to be your VAR, which is going to be in your control tab here. Set your VAR, vspeed. That's self vspeed, and then value is 0. No need to check relative. Then you end block. So all this right here pertains to the ladder. Make sure it's pertaining to ladder here. Then in your step events, there's this code here. This code right here is mainly related to what I'm going to talk about in a couple more videos from now, which is going to be moving on steps. But you also need this code in here to move left and right, because this object here, let me just show you real quick. Okay, when he moves up the ladder here, if you're hitting this area right here, he won't move exactly, but actually he would kind of bend around the corner there. Let me show you here. Let me see. That's why you need these steps in here. He doesn't move. But see how it's kind of hard to see this, but see when he kind of slopes up a little bit. So he's kind of down right here, and then he kind of slopes up right there, and he kind of slopes up there, so it kind of goes up a little bit, and that's dealing with that contact solid code. And so you need that in there so it's going to move smoothly and you're not going to get stuck. So this is that move contact solid thing I'm talking about. So this more or less pertains to the steps I'll talk about in a future video, where he's moving up on steps and going down steps and dealing with moving up slopes and going down slopes. But I would also keep this in here for this ladder. So with all this is pretty much saying is that he's going, if it's at a 90 degrees slope, see that's going 90 degrees, I believe, is going up, 180 is going left, 270 is going down, 0 is going right, I believe. So see, m underscore step is in your variable here, m underscore step equals 5. So it's going to go at 5 speed. And there's a link I'm going to put down below on YouTube that I watched a video on YouTube, and this guy explains it a little better. So if I'm not explaining it correctly, you can watch that video and he can explain it better to you on all this code that I'm talking about right here in this move to contact solid. So yeah, all this information here is basically helping him move up and down the block, the object 1 block. That's what's happening without him getting stuck. And the index is going to be at 1. This one's index is 0. So 1, he's going left. So, okay, so index is talking about this one, image 1. That's what that code's talking about. So image index 1, he's going left, he's facing left. Then image index 0, he's facing right, which is right there, image 0. And you want to make sure you make your origin centered for the character too, otherwise you'll have a problem getting stuck too. So make sure that's the origin's centered. Also, in your modify mask, make sure you want to set it to ellipse, so you're not going to have a problem. You could if you make this a square, you'll get kind of stuck in the block areas when you're moving up and down the ladder. So make sure that it's a circle pretty much. So you curve around that block pretty much. That's what. So make sure it's set to ellipse for the modified mask. Alright. Then you're going to have this right here. It pertains to your jump. So when you press the up key on your keyboard, you're going to jump up so high. So you have the vspeed set to m_jump, which is related to your variable here of -15. And that's pretty much it here. So this is just basically stating that when you press the up key, you're going to jump straight up in the air at -15. And if you want to, you can press straight up in the air with your key, and then press right or left to, kind of jump right or jump left. So you can go completely up, or you can press the right key when you're in the air and go right or go left. Then on your block, the object 1 block that you walk on, make sure it's set to direction of in the middle there. You want no speed on that, and your V speed is going to be equal to 0. Move to contact_solid is 270 by 112. So this is more geared toward when I talk about steps and slopes, but I would keep this code in here for it to work smoothly, so you don't have any problems getting stuck. Then you have a left. Then in here you go to add event, and you go to keyboard here for left, and you're going to be facing sprint 4, which is going to be left. So this is when you get off the ladder. When you go up the ladder, you are showing your back side, and so when you get off on the left, then you want to switch backside to going left, so you see your face going left. So that's what's happening here. So you change your sprint, so self, and then you change it to your sprint 4, which is going left. Speed 0, sub image 0, because there's only one image in there for that, so 0, and speed's going to be 0. Then your up is going to be an add event. Go to keyboard, and okay, this also pertains to your ladder as well. So go to your main, go to Control tab, drag over a check object, make sure it's set to O ladder, make sure it's relative, open and end block. So now when he goes up the ladder, it's going to be sprint 8, which is going to be showing his backside. Sub image and speed 0. Then you're going to have a check empty, so make sure that's set to -3 for the Y. So that's the speed that he's traveling up at -3. Make sure it's set to only solid, and make sure it's set to relative. Then you're going to have also a jump. Go to Move tab and bring over a jump to position. So once he gets in contact with the ladder and you press the up button, he's going to jump into that position and go straight up -3. Make sure it's checked relative. Alright, and then once you get off the ladder, you can go right as well. Add event, go to keyboard, do the right, Now we're not doing keyboard press, because if you do keyboard press, he's not going to move smoothly. He's going to be moving kind of jaggedly. So make sure you use the keyboard here, not the keyboard press or release. So in the right, he's going to be moving. You'll be using sprint 0. So sprint 0 is going to be this face right here, going right. Make sure it's centered. Modify mask is eclipse. Going down the ladder now. So now you're going to do another check object. Make sure it's set to O ladder, self, relative. X and Y 0. Open and end block. Then you're going to also have them go, shows backside going down. So you choose sprint 8, sub image 0, speed 0. Then you want to also check empty. Now I'm going down the ladder, it's going to be Y3 speed. Make sure it's checked relative. Jump position. X0, Y3, relative. Then if he falls outside room, go to add event, other outside room. Then it's going to restart the game. So if he falls over here on this edge here or over here, it's going to restart the game. Or you can just end the game if you wanted to. Alright, so there's a lot of code there. And then like I said, the ladder, O ladder, make sure it's visible. I put the depth at 5 so that way it's behind the character. Object block, make sure it's set to solid. And that's about it here. I do want to talk about what I would suggest to do is I'm going to put this file in YouTube. You can download it, and I would just open it up and just look at all the code and everything and play around with him going up and down the ladder, because that's probably the best way of doing it. And then just then you can recreate this as well, and then make sure, because it's a lot of code. I mean, but it's not that difficult to understand it. Also, there's one more thing I want to talk about, which is going to be shortcuts. Say if you wanted this character and you don't want to copy and paste all this code into each person. So if you have like him going right, object right, and then object left, player, what you can do is you can duplicate the player, right? So now you have all of the code and all the steps you need, right? But you still have him going right, and you want to change him going, and you want him to go to the left instead. You can't just flip. You can't just go into edit image and delete image 0, because what's going to happen is this one is going to be going left as well. So what you have to do is you have to make a new sprint. Okay, create a new sprint. Okay, now it's going left. And then what you do is you go into this file here and you go to sprint 5. And so now, press OK. Now he's going left. And it didn't change him, you didn't change the object 0. So now you have all the code you need for going left, and without having to copy and paste all the information from object 0 to object 3. Just make sure you make a new sprint and then find your new sprint and put it in there, and then it's good to go. And then I think you can, like I said, you can change this name up here to something and it won't affect object 0 Alright, thanks for watching.